Okay, folks, Queen Tingling on here. I'm telling you, we came really close today on South Carolina. In fact, I was kind of amazed at just how close I came. And I actually got it from looking at a list of lottery numbers from South Carolina website that was posted 10 years ago. Because you know how the lottery websites will post past due numbers, or not past due, past numbers that were drawn. So what I've been doing is I've been going through the past numbers, and this is, oh my gosh, what this 15 years ago. I was going back to 2003, and oh Lord, I found a sequence of numbers that actually matched the numbers that are actually running day to day now. And I was like surprised I couldn't. I sat there and looked one day, and there were two numbers back to back. Midday fell the same way it fell back in 2003, and evening fell the same way it fell back in 2003, that same day. So I said, well, let me just follow this thing. And I kept following it. And even though some of the numbers were flipped, man, those things were right dead on point. And then last night I looked at it, and my first guess was 311. Then I got looking at the nines. I said, no, it's not going to be 311. It's going to be 860. Or no, I said 866. I think that's what I said. Whatever the heck it was I put down this morning for South Carolina. But it turned out that the evening South Carolina draw was, hold on, man, I'm going to tell you here in a second, was, no, I'm talking about the midday, excuse me, the midday draw, because I did the midday broadcast this morning. The midday draw was 086, and hell, I forgot what it was. I think I had said 866 or something like that. It was pretty dead blame close. It really was. I should have went ahead and said 086. But now we know more now about what we're doing as far as that goes. I'm thinking tomorrow for South Carolina. I'm just thinking out loud right now. I was sitting here looking on my because the number for South Carolina that fell this evening was 458. So sitting here looking at on the pyramid chart, the number on the pyramid chart, the next number will usually connect with the last number that was drawn. So if tonight's number was 458, and 8 being the last number that was drawn on the pyramid chart, I'm looking right straight dead at 799 in the morning for South Carolina. I mean, that's just a guess. I haven't done the workout yet. In fact, I may do the workout right quick and let y'all see that. And there were a couple more states that I mentioned that I don't know that I've hit because I haven't really checked them. I must have obviously hit something. But I think I checked Georgia, and I was pretty close to it too. The rest of them, I hadn't been up a long. I just woke up just a little while ago, and took me a bath, so I hadn't really got in the frame of mind. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to end up getting somebody to help me at this job, the Queen Tingling thing. Come back in here and sit and put my crown on. You know, my crown is usually what connects one side of my brain to the other, and that's the only thing keeping the circuits going up there. I'm gonna sit here and do this workout for South Carolina, but you know, I really wanted to get on here tonight and talk about something. I kind of flabbergasted about a few things. I was sitting here. Hold on, let me find me a piece of paper for a second. I can do this workout while I'm talking to y'all. But I was sitting here watching Facebook videos. Sometimes I get a blast out of Facebook. And sometimes the videos are really good. Sometimes they're really cute. And sometimes they're really sad. But I was sitting here looking at the Facebook video. And it was in a neighborhood. I think it was in Michigan or Wisconsin. I think it was in Wisconsin. This lady. I don't know what happened in my picture there in just a second. But anyway, this lady had went. I'm not gonna. I can't call her a lady, but she obviously had gotten in a fight with her husband. She had obviously got in a fight with her husband, and went outside. And all the neighbors started taking a picture of her. And here she is. Took a chair, propped it up against the window of the house, and was sitting there breaking out the window. Had broke out the window and pulled the curtain out the window. And everybody calling her crazy. And I guess she probably was. I don't know the lady. But then she gets down off the chair and walks back to the backyard, to the back shed, pulls out a red can of gasoline, and goes over and sets the house on fire. I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't right. I mean, didn't even start out funny. I was just looking at the video. But, you know, the people that were taking the video, that were on the scene, wherever the heck it was at, was sitting there laughing and going on like, you know, like it was the funniest thing in the world, and making fun of her because she, you know, kind of flipped out. And I just got to thinking to myself, wait a minute, here she is. She's just now committed, I guess you call it a felony. It sure ain't no misdemeanor. I've been to jail before. I know what a misdemeanor is. But here she done poured gasoline in the house and set the house on fire. And I mean, the fire just blazing straight out the window. And it didn't even take 2 seconds. I promise you, this was a 2-story house. Next thing you know, I think it must have been her daughter or somebody come flying out the top 2-story window. And her husband was still left in the house. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a damn shame. That's just a damn shame. Because it's like this for me. When I had my little amigo, my little Spanish man that just passed away on me a few days ago, or a few months ago, excuse me. It's almost like he's still here. I really love that little fella. When I first took him in, he was the meanest little devil. I mean, just mean, and drank all the time. But, you know, I went into that knowing that that was what the problem was, that he drank all the time. I had the choice to or not to bring him into my house. Okay? So I chose to bring him out into my house in order to help him out. Man, I didn't realize the crap I would have to go through in order to help him. First of all, he had a little mouth on him. He had that tendency to aggravate and try to drive out what kind of inner feelings I had to get me to go off on him. Honestly, I had to pray my way through that. And I ended up having to back myself up. And I would say, I can't go through this. Something inside me had to get strong. And I know throughout our relationship, I had put him out at least 3 times. But every time I would go back, when I seen he was doing poorly, I would always go back and pick him up. And then we would start all over again. And I would always mention him, Migo, I love you as a person, but I hate it when you drink. I don't like you at all when you drink and when you're drunk. And he did hit on me. And I'm telling you, there was a couple times I had to defend myself. And I sit there with a strong choice thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I helping this person who don't seem to really want my help? And then I guess the spiritual side of me kicked in and said, is a child of God and you need to help him. You've been through this in your life before. Because, my father was an alcoholic and Lord, me as a 5-year-old child having to run from him. That was some baloney. So I learned how to fight the devil. I'm thinking to myself the whole time I'm seeing this woman set her house on fire. If she only knew. If she only had God in her heart. And can see Pam and whatever her husband did to piss her off, her boyfriend, whatever he was. If she only had God in her heart to help her through those troubled times, she would be making the mistakes that she just made by setting that house on fire. Needless to say, the man that was in the house died. He was up on the 2nd floor and he did not get out. She'll end up having to spend probably the rest of her life in jail or maybe going down for murder. Once you get to that point, you've totally lost your freedom. But having to deal with somebody with issues where you're being abused, it's like peeling back the skin of an onion. If you can get in your mind, in your head, that you're the boss of your house, not him. Especially if you're paying the rent and you're paying the lights and everything, and they're not really contributing. I'm sorry to say, but if they're not acting right, it's time to put their ass out. I didn't say leave their ass out. I just said put their ass out. Tell them they got to go. Hey, even if they are contributing, if they're not acting right and they hit, nobody should ever suffer abuse of any kind. I've had to leave home or a place where I lived in and leave all my possessions, all my belongings, and start out from absolutely zilch. Get out on the street and start out from just the clothes on my back. I've had to do that 2 or 3 different. I got tired of doing it, and that's why I decided, I didn't really need no more boyfriends no more. But the person that I was with was either drunk or abusive or alcoholic or some kind of baloney. I don't know why I was ever attracted to these guys like that. Either it might have been maybe somebody I ran off with for a couple of days, or it might have been somebody I've had a live-in relationship with for a few months at a time. I know at one time I had went to visit this guy not far away, and I ended up staying with him for like 3 or 4 days. And if you want to know the truth about it, what the deal was, he lived way out in the woods. We're talking about 2 miles off the main highway, back off of Old Dirt Road. And it was almost like he wouldn't let me leave. I couldn't leave unless he left with me. Man, let me tell you what, I slipped out that house one day while he was asleep. I left my VCR, my DVD player. I left a lot of stuff, my clothes. I didn't even look back. And the only thing I could say at that point was, that's all this person got of me. And what a shame. Because I'm a really great person to get to know. I'm a really great housemate. I'm a pretty decent person to be in love with. And I'm talking about to love from the heart. I'm not a beauty queen. I'm not a sex pot. But as far as having somebody to have a heartmate. I'm a pretty decent person to do that. I don't believe in hurting other people. You can't hurt other people. You just don't do it. And I don't understand it. I was sitting here looking on Facebook too. There was a young girl. I don't know if I should mention this, but what she had done, she's 23 years old, had turned around, created a Facebook page for young mothers to be, and was scamming other women. I mean, she even told like she was a mother herself, talking about she could get great deals on car seats and all kind of baby stuff. And she had women, I mean, actually sending her money. We talking about $2,000 and $3,000 at a time. I'm like, wait a minute. How in the hell can this girl, she can't, how can she sleep at night? Now she's having to look behind her shoulder at everything and everybody that slips up on her. She got the United States Fed or whatever, the Fed's looking at her. She got the Sheriff's Department looking at her. I tell you what, for scamming people, she's going to end up spending a long time in jail. You just don't hurt people like that. You don't know the impact of things that you cause on people. And that's another thing, when I'm talking about doing this lottery, and I've thought really hard about doing this lottery, doing the pick 3 workouts and everything. And maybe that's why I get off of here and you don't see me for days at a time. Because if I can't call the numbers and you guys aren't hitting, why am I putting this material out there? I'm not here to hurt nobody. I just want to help people and help them to pick the right numbers and not waste so much money. Because I've seen people like even my own self, when I first started doing this thing, golly, bum, I was like, I'd go down to the store and spend $60, $70, $80 at a time betting on one night. And the pissiest thing that you could ever do is go down there and spend $70, $80 on a damn number and come back home, be sitting there looking at TV. You got all these numbers, and guess what? You still didn't hit the damn thing. So, but I stuck it out. And this is why I do these workouts. Because I've kind of got down to a point, and I stress the point of, if you got to go over $10 on one state, if you got to go over spending $10 on one state, if you're not doubling the numbers. Now, I'm all for if you're going to buy 10 different numbers, all right, and then you want to double that number, you're so confident that you want a number, so you want to spend $20, but you got 2 duplicate or two of the same numbers. I'm all for that. Because, hey, I've sat and spent $25 on, I think I had maybe, God almighty, at least 8 different numbers. But yet again, I had duplicate numbers, and sure enough, I went home and hit, hey, $25 for $1,000. That's not a bad investment at all. But then I had to turn around and either pay some kind of bill or pay the rent with it or something. So that's what my key goal of doing for you guys are. Is trying to get y'all to a point where y'all not having to spend all this bunch of money. And y'all can kind of narrow it down to the point where you're only like maybe spending $5-10 at a time. Are y'all in with me on that? I sure hope so. But I mean, as far as scamming people, like this young lady did, all these mothers, I think, God almighty, she ended up scamming something like $400,000 or $500,000. Young women that couldn't, I mean, that's like taking food out of the mouths of their children. That's not good. That ain't good at all. Lord have mercy. I'm sitting there running my mouth, man. I tell you what, I just have to wonder what people are thinking of when you turn around and you hurt another human being. It flabbergastes me. And I can't understand why. I just can't. I mean, even I would have never guessed it when I took on little Migo, and I had to put up with the shit that I had to put up with that little monkey. I would have never guessed. Like I said, it was like peeling back the skin of an onion or the layers of an onion. You don't really get to the truth of it until you get down to the heart of it. And what it was, Migo was very uneducated. He only had like a fourth grade education. Had no way to support himself in our society. Here he was out there living on the street with no nothing, no income, no nothing, and begging for help. And people looked at him because of the color of his skin, because of the fact that he was Guatemalan or Mexican. He looked Mexican, which that's a shame by itself, that people would judge somebody else on the color of their skin or of their race. I don't get it. We're all human beings. And every now and then, we need to kind of reach out and help each other if we can. I would have never, I'm about to start crying, but I would have never known in my lifetime had I held on to little Migo throughout some really rough times, and the last few times that he was with me here on this earth, he was dying, and I can look back at the tapes now that I can see where his health was just going down and down and down and down. There are things that I do regret. I just wished that at some point there was more I could have done for him. Maybe I could have took him somewhere that he had never been before. I wished we had a car where we could have got out and I could have took him places and shown him things and gave him some kind of good quality of life other than me just having to work all the time and pay bills and stuff like that. But I just, couldn't get him to leave the beer alone, even when I can't really say too much about him because he made his own choice. He's where he's at today because of the choices that he made. But that's the only thing that keeps me from mourning myself to death over him. Lord have mercy, God. Let me do this workout. But I do have a feeling that it's going to end up being hold on a minute. That's 458. I'll bet you $10 I'm going to end up seeing. I'm going to cough myself to death. I'll bet you $10 I'm going to end up seeing 799 in this workout. So tomorrow the date number is going to be 6. Oh, me. All right. I'm doing a 646 workout. That way it's kind of short. Hold on a minute. 8, 4, oh, shucks. Yeah. 4, 0, 6. La da 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 da. Oh my! You know what? That looks funky there. We might need to have a triple out in South Carolina. I'll tell you what I'm seeing here in a minute. And it might be working its way up to that. It could be. If y'all can bear with me for just 1 second. Sometimes I lose a few viewers. Sometimes they come back. I don't know. I mean, I love you guys. I enjoy being Queen Chingling because I get a lot out of it. It keeps me fluttering along, I guess what you can say. But Queen Chingling really is a pretty good old gal. She really don't want a whole lot. The only thing I get out of this is a challenge to me. And I love it when I do different states. I love to see how many throughout the day that I hit. That's the biggie for me. it ain't as far as getting anything out of it. But it's just the challenge of seeing. And then I hit it, then I'm not. I'm still sleepy. Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. 6, 2, 8, 4. Hold on. Jingling is a loco. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 9, 8, 6, 5. 8 and 8 is 6, 4, 2, 8, 6, 4, 2, 8. Uh-oh. I must have screwed up somewhere because something didn't come out right. All right. Oh, no, it's 6. 8 and 6 is 4. 8 and 4 is 2. Got that. 8 and 2 is 10. All right. 8 and 0 is 8. 8 and 8 is 6. Hold on a minute. Something is not right. 8 and 8 is 6. And 4 is 2, 0. There we go. Let me highlight my stuff. I bet you I see 798. What is that? What did I say? 799. I'm sitting there looking at it. I bet you I do. But you know what I'm also seeing too is I'm seeing 222 up there. I sure am. I'm going to show you the workout here in just a minute. I'm seeing 222, and I also seeing 444. I know a triple out's going to come real soon here in South Carolina because it's just right. We've been going too long this time without having a triple. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is just blowing me away. I'm doing the 698 workout. I'm not going to write anything down right this second. I'm hoping I'm going to let y'all look at this, what I just did. This is for South Carolina. All right, number 6 is your date number. Hold on. Let me darken some of these numbers so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm seeing about to blow myself away on this. I cannot believe. Wait a minute, I got to get my. Wow. Hold on a minute. I seen one date number I didn't highlight, and I'm going to show you. All right. And there's another one. Doggone it. Okay. Check this out. Let me see. All right. I want you to look at that. Y'all see right there on the 698 workout? Up underneath that 6222, right straight across. Then you have 444 going diagonally. Then you have I can't see it on this end. But y'all take a picture of that. Y'all look at that. And even on that 646 workout, I see 222. Actually, it goes to 272 right there, running from the 6 down kind of diagonally. And then at the top, I see 494. That 9 is going to flip over to a 4. Can y'all see that at all? All right, I'm going to take it down now. But yeah, right there. Hold on a minute. This is blowing me away. At the top, where the 6 is, you got 944. The 9 is going to flip over to 4. So that's a 444 right there. And even at the 6, The second 6 that I see, you got 8, 8, and across you got 3. That 3 will flip over to an 8 because you got 9 at the top. Down at the bottom, you got 2, 2, 2 running straight across. Let's see here. Wow. Then at the top, well, at midway's down, about 4 numbers up from the bottom on the first column, you got a 6. Then you got 0, 0, 0 running that away, right straight across. You know what? I'm supposed to be looking for 799. And you know, I think I see it right here on the on the 698 workout, on the third row over. You see the 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers up. Then you have a 9. Underneath the 6, you got a 4, which that 4 flip over to a 9, or it might stay the same. I don't know, but I'm going to mark that down. So we already know that if I'm going to play anything tomorrow for South Carolina, I hate doing this because I think the states do this crap. They make you keep getting this itch. You know that it's going to be a triple out. So here you are playing 0, 0 all the way down to 999. That's $10 if you're going to play. All right, and if it don't triple out, that's $10 wasted. All right, but you know, hey, if it did triple out, you done hit $500 because it's going to roll straight. But I'm sitting here looking at right here. I want to see something else right quick. Hold on a minute. I always did say follow the 9s and the 4s. I don't have my sheet out that I'm looking for. I don't have my sheet out for my tracking, but I'm going to sit here and look on the website. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the 9 and the 4s, and I'm also thinking that what it could be, it could fall as 794 instead of 799. And you know what? This is what I'm looking at right here. The 9 fell back on the 18th with a 935. This morning you didn't have a 9, didn't have a 4. And that's not a double. So the 4 fell this evening. So that's what I'm going to say that I would play. I'm going to play tomorrow. If I don't, I'm talking about in the midday. If I don't play all the way down, spend $10 and play triples all the way down from 0, 0 to 999, I'm going to play 799 and 7. Let's see how I want to have this. I'm going to play 794 for South Carolina tomorrow. Yep. I haven't even done tic-tac-toe. I better write this down about the South Carolina. This is going to be for 6/21. Wait a minute. Yeah, 6/20 because it's 19. My damn clock over it's going crazy. I got to get him haul back butt down to the job here in a few minutes. Oh, let me do a tic-tac-toe on this right quick, and I got to go. I really don't have. I want to do some more states. I don't really have time, but I want to get out here and run my mouth for a minute. Wait a minute. 4, 5, 8, 4, 2, 6, 5, 3, 7. No. 4, 4, 2, 6. 7, 5, 9, 6, 4, 8, and then 9, 0, 3, 9, 71204 193. I'm sitting here and, I don't really see anything in the tic-tac-toe that I would even recommend for tomorrow. You'd think play a double. I may say 299, okay? That's just guessing. I'm looking up here at the pyramid. But just guessing, okay? I'm going to say 299. I guess you could say, or 294. I guess you could say it's in the first workout right there, that 646 workout. Yeah. All right, yeah, I got to get off of here. Let me see here. Man, that darn phone been ringing off the hook already. Right there at the bottom, that's the numbers that I would play. Those 4 numbers, I'll probably update that between now and in the morning. But that 799, 794, 299, and 294, besides going straight across and playing 00 to down to 999. That's what I play tomorrow. But y'all, if anybody in South Carolina, don't get out there and waste all your money playing and hoping that you're going to hit in the morning. At least if you go, hey, the best way to do it, if you're going to play it like that, play it straight, but play it for only 50 cents. That way, if you only spent $5, if you can afford $5, then you play these other numbers for like 50 cents or $1 or whatever. But don't go out there and go crazy. No. This is what I like about it, is when it does triple out, at least it tells me to what point where we're going. One number is either going up and the other number is going to go down, the other number is going to flip or stay the same. So it gives me a leadway as to where and what is going to happen. All right. You guys, I love you guys. This is the best thing I've ever did was sitting here underneath this crown and getting my brain connected up to this lottery thing. Because I enjoy out here conversating with all the folks. I enjoyed meeting a lot of people. I meet a lot of people off this internet with the Queen Ching-a-ling. Not going to open up the phone line right now because I got to go to work. So, I got to haul ass down the street right quick. But if y'all want to support the channel, go to PayPal, hit that send button. As always, just there's my email address. $1 to 50 cents. That's all I need. Just to get on by. Just to support the channel. Keep old Queen Ching-a-ling going. And hey, I love you guys. I really do. Y'all the greatest bunch of folks in the whole wide world, the folks that watch the Queen Ching-a-ling. And think about what I said. If you got anybody out there that is living with you, if you're fighting, stop and think for a minute. The best thing you can do is realize, you're fighting because you got a little conflict between you. But in the long run, you love each other. You wouldn't be who you are without this person. They wouldn't be who they are without you. Y'all need each other. Trust me, because when all is said and done and the other person's gone or you gone, one is going to miss the other. You're going to be sitting here just like me crying your eyeballs out because you just love that little fella or that little lady or whoever so much and they're gone. I had an episode last night at work. I had to sit there in the bathroom in the toilet and cry my eyeballs out for a while. But I finally got it together. I know it's been 6 months. Y'all say, well, she ought to be over him by now. No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Just look over at the other person that you're with and tell them, say, hey, I love you. And mean it with all your heart, okay? Because sometimes people need that. It's not that they need it. They deserve it. People around you deserve to know that you love them regardless of it. And if you're just sticking it out like I am, there's got to be a reason for it. There's got to be a reason for it. Something's going to give. You never know what you missed till the water's. The well never missed the water till the water was all dried out. Then it was just plain old dirt. This is what I've always heard. Oh, me. But y'all love each other out there. Big Queen Chingling. I'll be back on a little bit later on. I love you guys, and thanks for all you guys that are supporting the channel. Bye, y'all.